the taxee of the week is related to an accountant who was charged with tax evasion. He's going to be serving 1 year and 6 months in prison. This is a case actually from 2022. And the reason for his tax evasion, would you like to know what he did?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me what this person did.
He did not report his income that he was stealing from a non-profit foundation that he was helping do the accounting for. So those are the charges.
Wow.
Yes. So just to kind of put this into context. So this person, based in New Mexico, he was a partner in a CPA. He was a CPA, a partner in a CPA firm. So doing taxes for people. And for 5 years, he was a part of this foundation, an organization that basically issued scholarships to high school students. So they gave scholarships to high school students. I'm not sure if it was like what the basis of that was, but I think it was like high school graduates or something. For 5 years, he wrote himself checks to himself. For 5 years, he did the accounting. There was no audit, no oversight. He wrote himself about a total of $1.7 million in checks.
Wow.
Addressed to himself for I don't know what bogus stuff. So on that $1.7 million that he wrote to himself, he owed $630,000 of taxable taxes basically on that.
Wow.
And so he was found out after 5 years. And so what he would do is, just for context, he would then take the money that he was making from the partnership, from the CPA, but he would file that in his tax return. Because again, remember, he was a partner at a CPA firm. He did his own taxes. And during filing his own taxes, he failed to include that $1.7 million of income that he wrote himself and stole from the high school scholarship fund. So yes.
Wow. I guess I'm just thinking about that as, let's say if you're a CPA at this firm and you're working at this firm and it's like the news comes out that one of your lead partners has just been arrested for tax evasion.
I mean, I feel bad because I think like when people do things like this, it's now a taint on the firm. Like, who's going to want to work with a CPA? Who's going to work with a firm where the partner, and a partner is like someone who has partners typically have a share, right? A stake in the firm, like the ownership.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is a partner, has an ownership in the firm. Basically, the firm is a representation of like the partners. And so now who is going to want to work and have an accountant prepare their taxes that works at a firm like this? So not only is it a bad reflection on him, but now he has cost the CPA firm that he was partner of, basically tainted their reputation. So yeah, and he has to pay all of the $630,000 back to the IRS, and he's been ordered to pay the restitution, basically pay the $1.8 million that he stole over 5 years back.
That is a very painful process that is a very painful punishment. Now, I think it is justified, but I mean, if I'm hearing what you said is he has to pay the taxes on the money that he stole, and he has to pay the money back.
Yep, that's what I'm reading. I'm like, let me go back and make sure I'm reading. Yeah, Ledford was ordered to pay restitution in the amount of $1.8 million to the Robert W. Hamilton Foundation and shall pay $629,289 to the IRS. So technically, if I'm reading this correctly, he needs to pay a total of $2.4 million.
I mean, he better get to work. I mean, I don't think he'll ever get a CPA license back again, but he better find something to do when he gets out of jail.
I'm like, I always wonder in cases like this. I feel like this was very sloppy because it doesn't even seem like he tried to hide it. You were writing checks to yourself as the designated accountant for the foundation.
I think it is unfortunately, I think what this firm may be subject to is they let's say if I were a business owner and this firm did my taxes, even if it wasn't that specific partner, I would definitely be filing some type of lawsuit because I now want to know, like, hey, every tax return that this firm has done for my
That's the
business,
problem.
you
Yeah.
guys need to go back, reevaluate it. If I ever get audited,
Mm.
then you guys are going to definitely be the first phone call that I make
Yeah.
because you prepare my tax return. You guys signed it. I relied on your expertise. And
Mm.
now we got this situation. Like, this is like, you know, I think about this as being, this is a massive nightmare for the other partners in the firm because
Yeah.
the other partners in the firm, they had nothing to, like, this person's crime has nothing to do with the firm. It has
Exactly.
nothing to do with the work that this person did at the firm, but all of the work that the other partners have done are now going to be in question by clients, and they now have to defend it, to where I'm like, man, this is a nightmare for, you know, for the other partners in the firm who probably were doing the right thing, but just got in bed with a shady person, and wow, man,
It's
that's bad.
unfortunate, but yes. So I thought that was a good toxie for this week, considering we're talking about, advising this business owner on whether to dissolve her relationship. This is definitely one relationship that should have been dissolved quicker.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the firm should have divorced this guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, thank you for tuning in. Until next time.